Hi everyone. Today I want to share something close to my heart. My love for both Canada and Italy.
It's time for a change in this country, my friends. A real change.
As someone lucky enough to call both countries home, I've noticed some unique things about living in Italy that I absolutely adore, especially when compared to Canada. So today I want us to take 10 things and discuss it. Let's dive into the Dolce Vita together. The first thing I love about Italy is the healthcare system, and there is one specific thing I really love: a family doctor for everyone. In Italy, as soon as you have your residence, which you register at the municipal office, something we call comune, you can choose a family doctor and you can change it whenever you want to. Now, don't get me wrong, Canada's healthcare is great too, but in Quebec, I spent my whole time on waiting list, or the so-called waiting list, without having a family doctor. It's a huge relief to have that option here in Italy, you know. Second, let's talk about the weather. This is something almost everyone will not skip when talking about Canada. In Canada, especially Quebec, winters can last months and involve a lot of snow shoveling. I love the winter and the snow as well. While it has its charm, cleaning it every day can get exhausting. Imagine waking up every day and dedicating at least 40 minutes of your time in the morning just to clean your driveway and your car. That's just an extra work, and you can't even skip that part of the day when the snow gets heavy. Sometimes you need to do that multiple times the same day. In Italy, the weather feels like a gift, and you can see it. We have warm summers, mild winters, and a chance to enjoy all the 4 seasons without feeling overwhelmed. I know we have snowy days, but that can happen once or twice during a normal winter. And the summer, this part is my favorite. And the past summer, I really enjoyed it. One of the best parts of living in Italy is how easy and affordable travel is. Travel in Europe in general is quite affordable, and also some places are easier to visit in car, train, or by buses in short times. This summer I drove from Italy to Slovenia and Croatia, which was an incredible experience. In Canada, travel is beautiful too, but the distances, as the second largest country in the world, getting from one place to another can take hours or even days. Also, the prices aren't that affordable, so people prefer not to travel. That's a major problem, you know. So many Quebecers have never ever had the chance to tour their own beautiful province due to the prices and how difficult it is to get to places in the same province. I checked flight from Montreal to the north part of Quebec, and trust me, the prices was more expensive than getting a ticket to go to Tokyo. Now, let's talk about the cost of living. Let's talk about the rent. Montreal rent is getting out of control, and Toronto, we cannot even go there. People are struggling with the rent house, and many are forced to access food banks to make it to the end of the month.
So what's behind the surge in demand for help from food banks? According to a new report titled Hunger Count 2024, it's unaffordable housing, the cumulative effect of years of rapid inflation, and a lack of social safety nets, driving poverty and food insecurity like never before. Food Banks Canada says it recorded more than 2 million visits in March 2024. That is nearly double the number of monthly visits from 5 years ago, back in 2019.
Rents in Italy are increasing in major cities too, but in smaller towns like this one, it's still possible to find affordable housing, living room to save money a bit. Italy offers a lifestyle I deeply admire. Even though it's assumed Italians don't get the most days off from work compared to other countries in Europe, the flexibility is amazing. After a month of work, you have 3 paid days off, and they do not even expire at the end of the year. For example, I can accrue paid time off and use it whenever I want to, all at once, even if I want to. Well, sometimes your employer can force you to take them if you have too many. Life here feels more relaxed. People take time to enjoy meals, connect with other people, and live in the moment. In Canada, things are a bit faster paced. Work often takes center stage. Next, the food. Italian cuisine is arguably on another level. Fresh, flavorful, and rooted in tradition. In Quebec, I love poutine.
Poutine, 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 poutine.
It's delicious, but for seniors or anyone eating it regularly, something most people do, it's not the healthiest choice. I tried eating a healthy plate in a restaurant out of Montreal, and it was a difficult one for the restaurant. They offered me a poutine anyway, and a plate of salad was a strange request for them. In Italy, it's easy to find fresh salad, seasonal ingredients, and meals that feels like celebration of life itself. The prices as compared to Canada's is really affordable. And one thing I'm gonna add here is that I love to tip for a good service, but here I'm not forced to do that in the restaurants or elsewhere, if the service isn't worth it, obviously. You can do that in Canada. It's 15% of what you spend and you are obliged to do that. In Italy, there is a strong sense of community.
Italy has a fantastic sense of community.
People greet each other. Shopkeepers remember your name and neighbors actually interact. Now, listen to this one. When I first came to Canada, or when I arrived in Quebec, I parked my rented car in the evening, and the next morning, I woke up to it being covered in snow. I had no ways and means to clean it since I wasn't prepared and well informed on the subject, so I got stuck and unable to attend to an important appointment. I noticed my neighbor had a shovel, so I tried borrowing it. Friends, I never knew I had an invisible post of "Don't talk to me" on my front. That man gave me a bad look. While talking to him, he just ignored me and turned over to the other side and never responded to me. I was only asking for help, but he never responded to me. Till this day, he has never ever talked to me. He gave me a look I had to back off. Now, I know this was just a thing, but unfortunately, I had multiple similar unfriendly encountering, which made me do a mini research and it seemed that it was a normal thing to be cold with people in Canada, or let's say in Quebec. Canada is friendly, they say, but I have personally never had that experience. You can just imagine people with whom you work, how they treat you. They just salute you during when you're working, and after days of work, when you're outside, you meet them and you say ciao, they will just look at you like this. I just believe Italy feels warmer and more personal. Italy loves its festivals. From small local sagra, which is the small village festival celebrations, to the big events like Carnival, there's always something happening here. This summer, there were nights filled with music and joy, sagra upon sagra. Though I wasn't able to sleep well and was always being disturbed, I still loved it that I could go out and enjoy at any time. Well, I know in Canada, festivals are amazing too, like the jazz festival that we have in Montreal, for example, which I really love, but they feel less rooted in tradition and community spirit. The fashion. I know if I talk about fashion, you're gonna think about something else. Yes, Italy is the land of style. People dress so elegantly here, even for casual outings. But what I'm gonna say for fashion is pretty different. I mean, the ability to dress how you want to and put on your match-up shoes or heels for the ladies during the winter without always having to put on your snow boots. Due to the snow in Canada, you always have to protect yourself by putting on snow boots and extra elegant shoes for the program which you have to attend in your bag or in your car if you have one. This thing really got to me, and I have to tell you guys, I didn't really like it. I was almost all the time wearing snow boots. Some people still risk it and they wear what they want to, but we already know how many people end up in the emergency room slipping on the ice at the end of the day because they have their sneakers on. Yes, in a snowy day. The best time of the day. Finally, my favorite Italian tradition, aperitivo. Before dinner, people gather at bars for drinks and snacks. There's always a bar at the corner of almost every road in Italy, and people go there just to connect with other people only by buying yourself what we call the Spritz Aperol. It's a wonderful social tradition that brings people together. We sometimes spend time there after a long day at work before we go home. In Canada, we don't really have anything quite like that, and I honestly miss it whenever I return to Canada. Do you know many people don't even know the name of their neighbor next to them in Canada? I didn't. Yes, that's Canada for you. So, there you have it. The things I've come to love about Italy as compared to Canada. Now, don't get me wrong. I will always cherish Canada too. It's my other home. But Italy has a charm and a warmth and a lifestyle that is truly unique. Let me know in the comment section, what do you love about Italy or Canada? Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell for more videos, and see you the next time.